Hey guys, it's the Queen and today we're going to be covering a video on loss. Now, there's a lot of different types of loss. There's loss of a pet, loss of a loved one, like a family member. There's a loss of a friend, and by loved one, that could also be family member, partner. Or it could be a loss of a baby or your child. So this one's more going to be, I'm going to do a series of this, of different losses and how to care for that. Because I've lost a lot of people. I've lost my stepdad, I've lost my best friend, and I've lost my kids as well as pets. So I will do a video on individual ones, but I'm going to do a loss on just baby loss at the moment. Just because that is what I've recently dealt with other than my stepdad. So one thing is also there'll be a live thing with me trying to show you of how I cope, which will be cutting up all of this. But we'll get to that soon. So there's 5 ways you can cope. Now obviously coping strategies are different for every person. This is just how I cope. So the first way I coped was getting my miscarriage parts. Now if I have 3 of these, I have this one, I have another one just like this, and I have a big yellow one. If you live in New Zealand, you can get these free. I will link it down in the description, the website, but it's by Huggable Hearts. It's a free organisation. You can put in your baby's name. So if you already knew the gender, you could put in the name. Pretty sure you can send in your own fabric and they can put it into that. It's all just rice inside. And the weight of your baby, like if it was a stillborn or something like that, or there was an estimated weight, you can actually put in that, and then the heart will weigh the exact same amount that your baby did, which I think is really nice. So I got 2 of them, which is estimated weights, because obviously I didn't know the weight of them because they're so little. So these are quite nice. I actually got a heavier weight for mine just because I like to sleep with them on my chest at night time on really bad nights. So then it's like a weighted blanket but with hearts. That's why I got the heavier level. Second way to cope is, one thing I did was I did the baby send away, which I'll link up in the description. Just not linked up in the description, linked up in the cards. And I did that. That was a way for me to cope. That was on their due date. I'll do this, which I've been waiting to do, and I'm going to do that because I realised I had them sitting around here earlier. Another way to cope is actually, if it is a stillborn, you could hold the baby, but if it was like an early miscarriage, what I did is I spent a lot of time in bed crying. I will tell you that right now. But I actually got I don't know if I can find her, but I collector of snow globes, and there was this angel. Here she is. Now this was actually a Christmas snow globe, but it is like an angel with a deer and then like wool and holding a pigeon, and then like there's wolves and deer and like, yeah. And I felt like that was like my guardian angel. So I always had that next to my bed on bad days. I'd like shake it up and I'd be hugging my hearts. But basically the best way to do it is to take everything slow. Like, it's very hard to get over any sort of loss. And what works for one person doesn't always work for another for many reasons. And, you know, I actually have a photo of my godbaby up. I won't wait. Oh. Get it off. Okay, I'm taking that. Like, I've got a photo of my godbaby, Aurora, and I actually took those photos down. I found also staying away from babies for like 3 months helped, but sometimes that isn't helpful for others. But that just, when I saw babies, I cried. So I tried to stay away from situations where there would be babies. Obviously, I know some people want to be around babies, and I know later on that did help me. There was a baby born around the same time that I found out I was pregnant. Like Aurora, which is my godbaby, was born around that same time, as well as we went and worked for someone and her son was born around that time as well. And after I got over my like 3 months of not wanting to be around babies, being around him helped me in a way, I guess. It's really weird, I know. My coping strategies are very different. But basically, taking it slow helps. Now, I'm going to cut these up. Now, basically, I will link up the video with what to expect for if you are pregnant, what to expect at your first doctor's appointment, I think it is, or what's in the bag or something like that. I don't remember. I'll find out which one it is and I'll link it up in the cards. But basically, I got this big like booklet thing and it had like all these coupons or discounts, which is what these are. And these all expired at the end of last year. And I was going to cut these up and I hadn't. I'm just going to make sure these are the right ones and that these have all expired. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a duffel bag. And I'm going to cut them up. But something else that helped me was surrounding myself with the baby's things. Except that wasn't actually one of the baby things. Also, if you've already got baby stuff, don't force yourself to pack it up, because that hurts. I had to force myself to pack it up when I was moving, and that made it really hard for me. But basically, if you're not ready, there's no immediate reason to pack up the baby stuff. If you're not ready, definitely wait until you're ready to do it. So I'm just going to start cutting these up. Here, I'm just going to put you down here so you can see. I'm just cutting these in slithereens because these are all expired by a couple of months. And I had no one to give them to because none of my friends after it got pregnant. So there's no need for these to be done. Or the things. I did actually have a goodie bag that I got when pregnant. And I offered it to one of my friends who has a kid around that age. And they didn't want it. I've obviously still got my stuff locked up in a storage container. Then I still, when I'm absolutely like missing them or whatever, yeah. Also, do know if you've lost a baby through miscarriage or anything, you are still considered a mum. So if for some reason you feel like you want to still be classed as a mum, that is absolutely okay. Like, I still class myself as a mum because I carried a baby inside my womb. You know, I've carried my babies their whole life. This is literally so hard to cut up, even with fabric scissors. Probably not a good idea to be using these. Hey. Probably won't cut these all the way up, actually. I'll just do this. Sweet. Bag full of rubbish. I don't know why I put it all the way up here. So yes, there's some of the ways I coped. I know they're not all my ways of coping, but they're literally just the ones straight off my head. So yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye!